Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Decode with Harsha. Today's topic is about loops. Loops is used to execute a code repeatedly until a particular condition is met. So in Python we have three types of loops: for loop, while loop and nested loop. So here we are going to see about nested loops, okay, which is little bit complex than for loop and while loop. Okay, and what's the difference between for loop and while loop? Or many of us will have a doubt when to use for loop and when to use while loop. So for loop is used when we know how many times we need to repeat the code or how many times to iterate, and while loop is used when we don't know, we may or may not know the condition to be met. Okay, so in that case we use while loop. Fine. So this is the difference between for loop and while loop. Now we are going to see what is the nested loops in Python using a challenge. So the challenge given to us is, can you find the hidden treasure? So let us all imagine that we are the pirates who are searching in an island. Okay, so we are given a 5 into 5 island. So let's imagine the island to be like a grid. Okay, so we have 5 columns and 5 rows. Treasure is hidden at the third row and fourth column. So we need to find out. And so we need to write a Python program, and we need to use nested loops to search each and every square. Here you'll need to identify whether to use for loop or while loop. As I already told you, for loop is used when we already know how many times we need to iterate. Correct? So here we already know. Correct? So we know that the treasure is hidden at row 3 and column 4. So definitely here we need to use for loop. Okay? So first let us see the basic for loop, and then we are going to see what the nested loop is. Okay. So this is the basic loop. So can you search the island only by going through single path? No. You need to search in all the paths, correct? So in that case, if I'm going only for searching in the rows, so this is how it will be. So this is the coding used for loop. Okay. So for row in range of 1 comma 6. So for is the keyword, in is a keyword, range is a keyword, row is the name that the user uses. Okay, so it could be I, J, whatever alphabet you want, you can use instead of row. And 1 here is the starting point and 6 is the ending point. Always in for loop, when we give the range 1 comma 6, it will include the number before the ending point. Now here we have 1 comma 6, correct? So it will include only till 5. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only those numbers will be considered. Okay, so this is the one thing which you have to remember. So here when I print the row, automatically my output would be like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So it is visiting only the rows. But is this enough for me to find out the treasure in the island? No. So now I need to go into the columns. So columns also has to be searched. So for column in range of 1 comma 6. So same. Here for is the keyword, in is the keyword, range is the keyword. 1 comma 6. 1 is the starting number and 6 is an ending point, but it will consider only till 5, the before number. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 again. So in that it will print the column here. So when we print, now what we are doing, we are searching across the island now. Okay, so here also we are searching only through the columns, but is this also enough for us to identify the treasure in the island? No, we need to search through the rows and also through the columns. Okay, so that's how we use the concept nested loops in this challenge. Okay, so we combine the rows and columns together. We have two for loops, a loop inside another loop. We have an outer loop, we have an inner loop. Okay, so many of us will have a doubt why we are using outer loop for rows and inner loop for columns, because we need to see, that is, first row, first column, correct? So in first we need to search through the first row. in all the columns. First row, first column, first row, second column, first row, third column, correct? Then only we need to move on to the second row. So this is how our searching is going to be. That's why the row for loop is on the outer loop. Okay. So uh, this is known as the outer loop. This is known as the inner loop. So for row in range of 1 comma 6, so we have combined both together. That's it. Okay, print of row comma column. Fine. So this is how we'll be able to search through the island. Okay. So this is the program used for finding the treasure. So here we are giving treasure row equal to 3 and treasure column is 4. Okay, because our treasure is in third row, fourth column. Okay, so the same loop is also taken into consideration. And here what we are doing, we are printing row and column, but we are just printing extra one, that is searching row inside the inverted commas. So this will be printed. So searching row, and here we'll get the row count, and column will be printed, and along with it we'll get the column count. Okay, that's why this print statement is given. And here this is the condition, correct? So if the particular row number is equal to the treasure row 3, then column, if it is equal to the treasure column 4, then we need to print treasure found. When I run my program, uh, even after my treasure is found, it still keeps searching. Why? This is where the break keyword plays a very important role. So let's see what's the use of the break statement. It stops the loop immediately when a particular condition is met. Okay, so when I don't use break, it keeps on checking each and every remaining cell. Even after my treasure is found, it keeps checking. That's what we saw in this output, correct? And when we use break, it stops at that point after the treasure is found. It stops and it doesn't go and searches the other cells. Okay, so that is what is the use of the break statement. So this is the cycle. So this is how it works, break works. So here we'll see whether the treasure is found. If no, it moves to the next cell. Again, it searches for the next cell. And again, it will see whether the treasure is found. So this is how the cycle will be moving, correct? But when we use break in between, what will happen if the treasure is found, if it is correct, then it will stop the loop. Okay, so this is how this break statement works. Here we're going to see how the loop is working behind. Okay, so this is how the island will be. So this is the first row, this is the second row, this is the third row, this is the fourth row, and this is the fifth row. And this is the first column, second column, third column, fourth column, and fifth column. Okay, so how the loop will be working is, first our outer loop is row. So first it visits first row, first column. Then it will go into first row, second column. Then it will go into first row, third column, first row, fourth column, first row, fifth column. So this is how it will be going. Now after this, we don't have any more columns. What will happen again? It will go on to the outer loop, which is the row again. Okay, then it will visit second row, first column, second row, second column. So like this, it keeps on visiting all the columns. Again, it comes back to the outer loop row. Again, it will be visiting third row, first column, third row, second column, third row, third column. And when it comes to third row, fourth column, here is where the treasure is found. Correct? So because a condition will be met here, we have given a condition. Correct? So if the particular row count is equal to the treasure row, and if the column count is equal to the treasure column, then we need to print treasure found. So that's how we find the treasure. Fine. So here the breaks, why we use break statement is because after finding the treasure, again it will be visiting third row, fifth column. Again it will go to the next row, which is fourth row, first column, fourth row, second column. Like that, it will keep on going until the fifth row, fifth column, which is not required for us. We need to stop the loop when the treasure is found. That's why we use break statement. Okay. Here we're going to do the hands-on coding. Okay. So first we type the treasure row. This is the row where the treasure is found, which is 3, and treasure column, which is 4. So this is the third row, fourth column where our treasure is found. So our loop comes here. So for row in range of 1 comma 6, and this is the outer loop. Our inner loop is for column in range of 1 comma 6 again, because we have 5 rows, 5 columns. Fine. Now we are printing the rows that we are going to search and also the columns that we are going to search. So searching row comma row and column Here we'll be printing the column count. Okay, and here the condition that we're going to give is if the row is equal to treasure row and is an operator, column is equal to treasure column, then we need to print treasure found. Okay, so only when these two conditions are true, because we're using AND operator. So if this condition and this condition is true, only then we be printing treasure found. Okay, so now let us run the program. So what is happening? So it's searching row 1, row 1, column 2, column 3, and when it reaches row 3, column 3, treasure is found. Okay, but still it keeps searching. That's why we need to use break statements, because again it is searching till the row 5 and column 5. Okay, so to stop this, what we do is we use break statement. So here I give found equal to false. Okay, so this is just to find out where the treasure is found. So found equal to false. And inside this if condition, when the treasure is found is printed, immediately I need to stop the loop, correct? So here what happens? Found equal to true. It will break. Okay, so when the treasure is found, immediately found is true, which is can also be written as 1, but here I've taken it as true, and it will break the loop. Now, if I give the break here alone, what will happen is it will stop only the inner loop. Okay, so to stop the outer loop for row in range of 1, 6, what we need to do is we need to give the condition like if found break. That is, if it is false, then we need to break. So this will break the outer loop also. Now, if I run my program, what happens is once my treasure is found, it stops the loop and the program gets executed. Clear? Fine. So now I'm going to give you a challenge. Can you modify the program to search a 10 into 10 island or hide the treasure in a different location? So here I'm going to give you a bigger island to search, okay? And you can hide the treasure at whatever location you want and try to use the nested loops there and try to do it on your own. Okay, so use a bigger island and also have a new hiding spot. Okay, so see you on the next video. Thank you.